Hi, welcome to Third Energy Transmissions. I am Amanda Huckstar. I just want to set a little disclaimer. I thought it was funny that we touch on letting go of perfectionism in this reading, and as I'm uploading, I can see the edge of my ring light. So in the spirit of the video, we're just gonna let it fly. So, welcome. I hope you enjoy. And hi, welcome home. If you're new, welcome. If we're all new, so welcome to everybody. So, this is only our third installment here. Had a little bit of a different setup. I've been becoming, I suppose. Much like I hope we all are. I thought I would share kind of my own reading and some understandings that I've come to see how this format works out, maybe make it a little more interactive with my disembodied hands to go along with my disembodied voice. So, welcome. I think we'll figure it out as we go. I have a few decks here that I've pre-shuffled, and then I'll shuffle kind of, as we pull them, um, and see how we go. I will say that in the pre-shuffle, and then in pulling out one of honestly the oldest decks that I have is a numerology deck, and I went through a phase many years ago where I was trying to be crafty and modify my decks, which is a terrible idea. I don't know. I guess if you're good at stuff like that, I am not good at stuff like that. So I really, I kind of did one deck, and I still use it, and I don't know how. Sometimes I just want to buy a new fresh one. I don't know. We'll see. But the numerology deck I was thinking about, I quit modifying my decks because I immediately messed up the first card. And this was like 7 years ago, so I've been meaning to get a new one, and I never have, and I've never really used the deck again. So I decided to pull it out, and I was thinking about how it's funny that the number one card is missing when that's the magician. That's like in the tarot, that's the magician card. So it's like everything that you need to create, and that's the one that's missing. So we're gonna pretend that the energy is in there. I had the thought like it'll come out in some other way. So on the pre-shuffle, I thought it was funny because I saw the magician card come out in this deck. So synchronicities. Yeah. So all that being said, I think the larger thought point in this, since I've been putting off doing a YouTube channel for a solid decade, is that if we keep waiting for things to be perfect, they're never going to be perfect. And it's the card that fell out as I was bumble farting trying to get this deck together. I had this card come out, and it's like, look at the bright side, healing. I'm healing my perfectionism. I'm reflecting on how, oh, but that isn't maybe, you know, to my highest good, getting caught up in the details. So, I have been collecting and hoarding all this stuff. I mean, I literally just pulled this tablescape together from the stuff I've been collecting and not using, and it's starting to stagnate. So let's do the thing, right? Like I've decided to share my own reading in an effort to be more open. Only done 3 videos in 11 weeks. And so you can tell that's my favorite thing is being open. But I was remembering this deck, and I just kept seeing it in my mind, and I pulled it out. And when I read the book on it, it was speaking about how the foundations are solid, and it was just such a relief because I've been pulling the Tower card on my physical business for 8 months at least. And it's been a difficult kind of year. It's been an amazing year full of like a lot of blessings and stuff, but it's also just been trying, you know, and it's ongoing. So, and I guess that's just life. Like I'm trying not to get uh, caught up in the hamster wheel of just, you know, things always coming at me. I'm hoping to slow down before the end of the year so I can kind of go within and make sure that I can make this happen for myself, right? So it's like, I feel like that's what this is, like getting over myself and my perfectionism and my that I don't want to be seen always. Um, for a lot of reasons, but I like to be a watcher, and I feel like it's time to start saying things because I've come to a lot of understandings over the years, and I feel like it would be a disservice to those understandings to not share them, right? So I need to be the Queen of Wands here. Sounds so dorky, right? Oh my god. But then that's this, right? So like the thoughts, the Three of Swords, like the thoughts that hurt our own feelings, like I'm really trying to get over, like the negative undercurrent in my thought process. So we're healing that. We're trusting. I don't even know what this says. Nihil. I don't even like the way that sounds. But that for those of us who don't know what that means, right? That's like essentially like the pebble in your shoe, the thing that's bugging you that won't get out of your mind, the earworm, the song that you can't stop listening to. When I was seeing that deck, you know, trust the intuitive guidance, and if it's something that's intuitive that you've been avoiding for a long time, maybe start listening, right? So that's my introduction. Hope you like it. or if you don't, whatever, go away. You know, sorry, not sorry. I'm kind of through, kind of not. Like a little. All right, let me calm down. So we're gonna do some guided messages for this collective. I guess if this reading found you and you sat through 8.5 minutes of, you know, why I feel called to start doing this. When there's 1,000 other people on the internet doing the same thing, I don't know. Maybe we'll find a new perspective. Maybe there's a little slice of the collective out here that might resonate with what we have to say. So, boy, I'm already feeling it. It's like restrictive energy. So I don't know that I've ever pulled cards on camera before. We'll do some this deck and just see what Spirit has to say in this sacred kind of space, right? This sacred space where we can just kind of listen and flow. That's another one of the messages that I've been getting all day is like to flow and be playful. Ooh, okay. Thank you, 122. Wait, listen, that's, let's sit with this for a minute because that's why I like to do cartomancy and all this stuff. Because when you are open, Light Spirit really shows you that it's a relationship, right? Like, ask and receive. It just popped open to this. So let's read this, okay? So what is the nickeling feeling trying to tell you? So that annoying feeling, inconvenient, annoying feeling, as you try as you might, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring their little niggling feelings. So throwing their best bits of stubbornness, ego, post-rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting. I feel that. I feel exhausted. So until you face it, life just throws you more bait to awaken it. So to draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The nihul is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way. So the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to be made, the stone in your shoe, right? So often we feel this feeling in our body first. For me lately, it's been just like a deep, deep nausea. So like solar plexus stuff. Um, Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it's the body that is the intuitive one. So, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information, it takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. So you're being faced with all this feeling now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something much bigger and more obvious in your path. And I won't go into my personal story about that right now, but boy, if that isn't the fucking truth. So, so you're likely going to regret that you didn't answer this little feeling the first time when it was not so big. And we know, right, that it's scary, but you're safe and you need to answer that feeling now. And so, like, if you want to meditate on it, like, what's that feeling? I'm trying to tell you. So, let's pull. Sorry, that just tripped me out. No, what's the feeling? What is the feeling? Let's pull from the numerology deck since I just told you its whole life story. What's happening? Is it a relationship change? I did see 55, so that's also changed by this change. The sacred stable number, right? So it's the number of elements that the magician wields plus themselves. So they are the fifth. So environment. So what would be the feeling we're not acknowledging about our environment? 44, that's my number. Love is on the bottom here. So what? I mean, I will say maintaining your environment, so like your physical environment, your spiritual environment, people you have around you. I mean, it's a season of change, and we're going into autumn and the holidays. Like, what do we want to carry through that time? Definitely not the devil. Ew. Are we carrying these bad habits into our environment? This slow inertia, the reverse, the Knight of Pentacles, too much celebrating, not enough really being disciplined, with a upright Knight of Pentacles. What do we want to know for this collective? I guess guidance? I don't know. This is my issue. Like, I can always read, but I always have a hard time figuring out the questions. So we're just going to get messages and guidance, right? In general, for the broadest amount of people. So this is a nice synchronicity. Ace of Cups, love, right? New love, the inspiration of love, like the seed. But does it? Doesn't. I feel like there's a piece that I'm missing, right? So, like, if we really need to clean the environment, green is the heart chakra, so it's like, I'm just picking up like a lot of water energy, cleansing, self love type self care habits. But I mean, for me, it's been like, do I shut my whole business down because I've just been really overwhelmed lately? I mean, business is so good that it's hard to slow down, and I have so much going on, kind of parallel to it, but I'm having a hard time giving enough attention to everything. And so for me, it's been like, do I shut down my business? And I do feel like I made the decision today to like take the end of the year off to like do fiscal stuff and cross some T's and dot some I's. Because I've had a lot of growth this year, and it's been scary, and very much like I'm closing out cycles and learning how to make money and be successful and manage other people in my work environment. Like, I need to hire people. Like, how do I do that? And I think the environment, okay, so like having enough self love to set healthy boundaries for people so that we can all get along in my space. Because any problems I've had thus far, like I can see where, like, I'm the orchestrator of my life, good and bad. You know what I mean? So to project a lot of they did this to me, well, I put them in the position to do that. And because I choose to walk a spiritual path, I choose to see the best in people, sometimes to my detriment. Um, but in that, I'm not gonna not be that way. You know what I mean? Because I'm being told to be that way by my guides. You know what I mean? Like I need to learn how to learn, right, from the regrets that I have from the things that went wrong. So trusting my uncomfortable feelings that I need to let go of certain things, like really ways of being. So we can say, like, we're going to externalize it, soul contacts, and getting rid of, like, the people that don't need to be in our environment. But those people are a reflection of the things inside of us that we're not having a knowing of ourselves or an understanding, right? So it's like going deep within. So divine feminine, yeah, like let's not get hung up on like gender expressions of that. That's the deep dark void, like the deep within. So it's a time to go in and discover our inner truth, um, to stop lying to ourselves about um, literally everything. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you. They couldn't be more on the nose, Spirit. Like, I appreciate you making this at least easy because I mask a lot. Like, I have been avoiding this work for so long because I didn't want to take the mask off, right? Like, I'm only just now starting to integrate my life as a guide and a soul worker, right? Like, an energy person and trusting that like I'll find my friends and that I won't be faced with a kind of I don't know. I keep hearing the word division. I think it's a mirror because like that's my inner voice is kind of negative that way, and I think the people that accidentally programmed me that way, like I know that they regret it. I think if they really thought about it, I could look at it because like the people that did that, like I love them. They're the family, you know what I mean? Like it's letting all of that go, right? So we can heal it. I don't know. Well, do I do more? What do we do? Is there anything else to say? How do we wrap it up? So let's get some advice, right? Because that's fun. Like, what do we? Where do we go from there, guys? Um, well, this quick one just fell on the floor. I love it. So this has been an energy in my life for a little bit of time now, probably my whole life, but consciously in the last few weeks. So, Archangel Michael, thank you for coming through. I'm not a heavily religious person, but these energies have been around for a long time for a reason. So you're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. And I can feel it, you know. Um, the protection and blocking negativity. So I think this is a sign to just go ahead and do the thing that you've been afraid to do, because protection's here. You're loved, you know. At least when you're here, you're among friends. And if any of this resonated with you, like let me know in the comments. You want to share a little bit about what you're going through and start building um, a community around um, parenting, but like reparenting. That's been a big part of my own journey, is realizing that sometimes the people that we come from are flawed, and maybe it's unrealistic to expect people to go further than they're comfortable to go, and maybe that's not their path in this life. So to be able to give ourselves that attention and love that we need, so that we can provide it for our own kids or anybody that just needs guidance in that way. It doesn't have to be your biological child to be a parent, right? So I think Archangel Michael is just saying, so let's learn how to set healthy boundaries, reparent ourselves in a loving way, recode our inner landscape to a nicer inner voice, because we have all of the tools within us to do that, right? So King of Swords, balancing those thoughts. King of Swords, that's the highest ascended version of like thoughts. So really managing those thoughts and not letting, you know, kind of like the more negative physical experiences that in the past might have reinforced those thoughts. Like we need to shift and balance, um, and give equally to all parts of ourselves, right? Um, so I think that's enough for now. Thanks for sitting with me through this. I hope you like the reading. Let me know what type of content you would like to see. Teaching messages like this, kind of channeled stuff like I've done before. Just kind of give me some ideas, and let's kind of build a community together. Okay, so uh, thanks for joining me. See you soon.